Who needs tubes when this sounds this good? Hello, I'm Dino and welcome back. Today we're talking about the Orange Tourbaby 100, a solid-state amp with some really good built-in surprises. And stick around till the end because, of course, I've got a little something for you. So let's go. Orange recently produced a series of compact solid-state amps, the Tourbaby, the Gain Baby and the Dual Baby. Since I haven't played the other ones, I won't make any comparisons here, but from what I can tell and what I've heard is that the other ones are more oriented and voiced in the heavy direction, so keep that in mind. So let's take a closer look at the Tourbaby's layout and features, because while it's small and compact, it doesn't lack of possibilities. The dirty channel gives you that crunchy responsive drive, while the clean channel, thanks to its built-in VCA compressor, opens up a lot of subtle tonal possibilities. The amp has two switchable channels, clean and dirty. On the clean channel, you get a simple EQ, just bass and treble, plus a built-in VCA compressor, as I mentioned. It's technically always on, but you can dial it all the way back to make it feel wider open. Or turn it up to tighten the response and add a little bit of glue to your tone. And the gain channel gives you gain, of course. Then you got mids, treble, bass, and presence. And with a second foot switch, you could also activate a volume boost for solos, for example. And for each and every channel, you get a separate volume knob. The Tourbaby 100 also comes with a buffered FX loop for all your time-based and modulation pedals. There are two speaker outputs, 8 and 60 ohms, and the balanced line out for going direct. Though, keep in mind, there's no built-in cap sims, so you want to use your own IRs. So one great aspect of this amp is it weighs about 3.5 kilos and it comes with a great backpack, so you can carry around the amp at any occasion. And the Orange Tourbaby 100 is a beast built to last, and you can feel it on the quality of the knobs and the metal and the construction that this is a solid amp that won't break. But nothing of this would matter if the amp wouldn't sound good, right? So let's start with the examples and hear what the amp can do. And now that I think about it, I just featured 3 fruits on this channel. Nice. Okay, let's start with my favorite sound. For this example, I dialed in the distortion almost all the way up and the presence a little bit over half. And in the second example, I just rolled down the volume knob of my guitar so you can hear actually how the amp responds, how dynamic the amp responds to your guitar. Let's go. Okay, now our next example, I used the clean channel and I dialed in a little bit of compression and put a little bit of reverb in the effects loop. The compressor helps to keep everything in place without over-smoothing it. Does that term exist? Okay, in my next example, I actually did a little experiment. I used an overdrive, my go-to overdrive actually. It's the Walrus Audio 385 Mark II, and stacked it with the overdrive of the amp. Two very characteristic sounds, and combined they brought me a very bitey but also singing and floaty lead sound. And after that, in the second example, I dialed the volume a little bit down on the guitar and played some rock riffs. So in my final example, I did something very naughty. I stacked the compressors of the amp and the compressor of my pedal board with each other. On each other? Well, I did that. I also added a chorus pedal and a little bit of reverb to my effects loop. Stacking two compressors might not be common, but here it creates a controlled, polished feel, and the chorus stays clear without getting washy. Okay, that's it. These were my 4 examples, and I hope it helped you to get an idea of the sound and make up your own ideas about how this amp sounds. I think it's a fantastic amp. Full disclosure again, I'm an Orange artist, so take that with a grain of salt what I'm saying, but I wouldn't sit here and tell you that this amp is great if it wasn't great. It is great. And in fact, I will keep this amp because it's just incredibly good sounding and incredibly easy to use. What's really astonishing about this amp is that it's a solid state amp. I mean, it sounds like a tube amp. It's incredible what Orange has done with this little fella. So for me, an absolute recommendation. So, and now for the special surprise. And I'm giving away a free guitar lesson. So if you're interested, soloing, songwriting, acoustic guitar, hybrid picking, Travis picking, everything picking, just look up in the description what you have to do to participate. That's all from me now. Thank you for watching and taking your time to stay with me this long. Please let me know in the comments if there's a piece of equipment that you would like me to review, or generally if you have questions, put everything down below. Please subscribe and like the video. It helps enormously to get the channel moving, and see you in the next review. But till then, don't forget that sometimes life finds a tone.